What is up, YouTube? This is Rather Be Welding coming at you again with another homemade project. Today we are rebuilding this homemade motorized go-kart. So, some of you may recognize this thing, others may not. A while ago, I don't know, maybe like almost a year ago. I don't know if that was not, I have no idea how long it was. So a while ago, I was always wanting a go-kart. So, I had a ATV, a 4-track 70 that no longer ran. So what I did was I took it apart, took the tires off, and just took whatever scrap metal I had, whatever junk metal, the pipe, the frame, all this stuff, the whole frame is just all scrap metal I had. Slapped this thing together, put a generator motor, 13 horsepower. As you can see, it says right there, 13 horsepower motor on this thing. And the main problem I had was this is a beveled shaft, so I had to do some fancy thing with put a centrifugal clutch right here on the secondary shaft and just have a chain run there to there, and then that turns to centrifugal clutch. So it ran for, the motor still runs. The frame held together for a little bit, but then the motor just eventually made the frame crack. I'll show you where. As you can see, right there, the frame cracked right there, and another spot once this thing zooms, focus. There we go, right there, frame cracked, crack, and right there, where is it? Right there, the frame just snapped in half. And another crack right there. So, it just started, the chain kept popping off, it just never stopped working, and the motor still ran fine. So I just kind of, put it in my shed. We never rode it, and then I ended up taking parts off of this thing. And eventually I took the centrifugal clutch off, all the bearings off, all the hubs, all that stuff. I took it all off, and I originally wanted to take this motor off and replace it with a 212cc 6.5 horsepower motor with a torque converter on it, and put it on this thing. But that's not gonna happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fix the frame up, put another centrifugal clutch on, put another more bearings and sprockets and all that kind of stuff. So so this is all, except for this. This, I believe, is all that I'm going to need to fix this thing. This is $265 worth of parts, I think. 265, I don't know. But I went to Tractor Supply today, and the only thing that's bumming me out is I got this hub. It says, if you can read it, if this thing can focus, 3/4. But if you look right here, it says 7/8. So what people are doing is they're taking the 3/4 stickers off and putting on the 7/8 because it's cheaper for them. So yeah, they're cheating and stuff like that because this thing is almost coming off. So all I had to do was spend a little extra. So what I'm gonna have to do is make like some kind of little sleeve that'll slide over this 3/4 shaft so it'll work for the 7/8 hub, and then I'm going to use this for this. Originally, when I first built this go-kart, I had this size sprocket on here. This is a 40 by 36. That's 40 by 36 teeth. And it was really slow, and it had incredible torque. I want this thing to go faster, so I'm putting on a 40 by 28 sprocket on here to make this thing go a little faster. Hopefully it's not gonna break the centrifugal clutch. I know this centrifugal clutch is not really rated for 13 horsepower, but you know what? Who cares? You know, it'll work for a little while. So, yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling on because I've been rambling on for more than 5 minutes. And another thing is, you guys have been saying in the comments that, you know, you guys don't want me just showing you after I build it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain what I need to do and then show like a time lapse of me doing it. Whatever I need to do to the frame. Like right now I need to take the motor off, take the seat off, take the tires off, and I'm going to make a time lapse video of that and then upload it to this video. So therefore the video is going to be much longer. Therefore there's going to be much more parts to this thing. If you don't like that other style of videoing or whatever you want to call it, let me know in the comments. Or if you do like it, let me know in the comments so I can do more of it, you know. Just so I'm gonna try doing the whole time-lapse thing of me showing everything that needs to be done to this thing. So let me know in the comments how you like it. Okay, I got this thing all got the seat taken off. It was nothing. That seat was a nightmare. Got the motor taken off. Got the tires. So now all I have to do is just what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna re-weld all where it's cracked, and then go in and take like little gussets and strengthen all these parts up. Strengthen every single thing up. Make a lot more strength. You want more of that. So let's take it outside and do it. Okay, I just welded where the cracks were. I wasn't able to clean where I was welding, you know, grind it down to shiny metal, which you're supposed to do when you're welding. I wasn't able to do it. All it does is affect your welds, make them just a little bit porous, so they're not as strong, but they're still should be strong. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a bunch of little square steel plate things and just weld them on everywhere where there's like a joint where it's gonna be under load. Just strengthen all this whole thing up. Okay, so I brought it inside. I welded all the cracks, all the cracked parts, and then where it was needed to be strong, I just welded on this kind of stuff. You know, just nothing fancy, nothing that looks awesome because it looks like shit. Just something that'll strengthen the whole thing. And then what I'll do is next I gotta do the secondary shaft. So I gotta put the bearings on. So here's the bearings. They go on just like that. And then you take the axle, you put it on, and then you cut it. And then I gotta cut a whole groove down the whole thing so I can get the centrifugal clutch on there. And then put the I guess what am I using? This one. Then put this thing on here so I can hook the chain up from the secondary shaft to the motor. And then what I'm going to do is position the motor with the chain as far as I need it to be. And then on the motor there are these. It's a big motor. And then there are these bolts on here. So I'm going to take a piece of plate, bolt it, drill holes onto the piece of plate, put the bolts through, and then right here is the secondary shaft, and then weld that piece of plate onto here. So that is going to be, because that's where the force is. This thing is pulling towards here while the motor, you know, so that's going to really reinforce this whole thing. So next step, just cut the axle where I need it, and then cut a groove down the center so I can slide the centrifugal clutch on there. Okay, so secondary shaft is on. It's almost done. Next is the third shaft, which is going to go right there, and also this is gonna be part one, because it's already like, you know, 15-16 minutes long or something like that. So for part two, you know, I'm gonna be uploading that, you know, probably a week after this video. So look for that, and thank you for watching, subscribe, and have a nice day.